Hello, I'm Joe Donlin.
And I'm Erica Sargent. Every day we share stories with you of people in the Chicago area dedicated to improving our community. Heroes that go above and beyond to help others.
For the 24th year now, the American Red Cross is recognizing some of those individuals and groups like Kayla and Malin, who are this year's Youth Heroes. They're part of the Highland Park group called SALT. It stands for Service and Learning Together. The nonprofit is student-led and adult-supported.
I got involved in SALT my freshman year.
And I started working with SALT my 8th grade year.
Our major flagship program is our Shop and Drop program, where we pack and deliver food bags for our families.
So our Shop and Drop program started 6 years ago with 25 families. And what we thought would be about 3 weeks of service, right now we have served 800 families, and the numbers seem to keep growing.
Love to Learn was started in July of 2020. It's to really build that connection between their high school tutor and the elementary school student. Take Care is a program that was started about 3 years ago. We began it because of some families from Venezuela that were coming, and so we were able to quickly deliver these packages to these families as they were getting on their trains to Chicago. And from then we saw that there's so many things on the news that we see that we could help with, even if they're not in our community.
The 4th of July shooting for our town is obviously a huge tragedy. We saw and felt firsthand how it feels to go through a tragedy, which kind of inspired us to help other communities when they are in crisis.
So we have cared for places like Camp Mystic, New Orleans when there was a shooting and during New Year's time. We've also helped LA firefighters, and we just want to make sure that students in our area know that they have a voice for what they see on the news, and they can really take action and not just think about it or talk about it. I always encourage people that I know that are younger to start early, because starting early can change so much and how you view the world.
They'll see for themselves how much of an impact they can really make by volunteering their time and effort.
I think what makes them heroes is showing up every day and just being them and just being here and just saying yes to helping someone.
What our healthcare workers do every day inside a hospital can be life-saving for the people they serve.
But for nurse Ashley Weezar, it's what she does outside of the hospital that makes her this year's healthcare hero.
I have been in the emergency department for about 9 years, a nurse for 14 years in total. My grandma was a nurse in World War II, and my mom was a nurse, and so it kind of just ran in the bloodline. It was something that I always wanted to do. We were following behind another car who were also other nurses who were going to the Iowa conference where we were all going to present. So on our way to our conference, we found our way through the cornfield area, and we came up to a 4-way stop and we noticed that there was a car accident there.
And you could see there was a vehicle on the side of the road in the ditch, and there was another vehicle that was completely destroyed, like kind of sitting in the middle of the road.
We decided to stop on the side of the road, get out to see if anyone needed help. When we approached the car, we noticed that the patient was awake, but she was kind of going in and out of consciousness, having trouble breathing. And we were trying to talk to her and communicate with her through the car. And at one point we noticed that she became unresponsive.
A bystander stopped and broke the window, and 2 gentlemen were able to lift her out of the car.
We laid her on the ground. I took off my coat and I put it behind her head, felt for a pulse, and I did not feel anything. That's when I initiated CPR. And then Patty was right by my side. She was helping hold the patient's neck, and it felt like forever for someone to get to that scene. But all I could think about was providing high quality CPR, because that's all I could do in that moment. It had been a couple minutes. She finally started coming to and waking up, and at that point the police officer had arrived to check on her, and we had asked him to go check on the other people, and we were okay staying with her until the paramedics got there. It just became like instinctual. When I saw complete strangers coming to help this lady, it really just provided reassurance that people do care about one another. This was very much a team effort. Being called a hero means a lot to me because my children look up to me, and I want them to know that they can do anything that they want to put their minds to. They don't have to be a nurse. They can be whoever they want, as long as they are courageous and kind.
On a quiet night at home, an off-duty Chicago firefighter EMT jumped into action to help a neighbor in need.
Kevin McNicholas made a choice to act alone and save that neighbor's life, which is why he is our firefighter hero.
So that night when the fire happened, I fell asleep on the couch around 10:30, and my neighbor was knocking on my front door. So when I answered it, he's like, "Hey, Joe's house is on fire." The flames were already venting from the front room windows. I was looking around to see whose car was there. I started hearing coughing coming from the front window. So I was like, oh man, I'm like, Kevin's in there. Really nothing was going through my mind except kind of go into that mode of where your training takes over, and if somebody's in there, you try to get them out no matter what. So when I opened it, I actually saw Kevin about 6 to 8 feet in. The kitchen, whole front room was on fire. The smoke was coming about halfway down the ceiling, and I just went in. He was on all fours, and I just went in, grabbed him by his jeans, and just pulled him out.
I wake up to this feeling of like searing heat on my face, and I open my eyes, and everything around me is on fire. I'm on the ground, I'm crawling and reaching around, trying to find the handle to the door, and I couldn't. That brief thought, this is it. Next thing you know, I felt the hand on my back. I think he got me probably right before I would have gone unconscious.
The chiefs that was working that day, they was like, you definitely saved that guy's life, because the conditions were extremely bad. It meant the world coming from, somebody that respected on the department to compliment me and tell me that, I made a difference.
The hero doesn't do things for the recognition and the praise. They just do what they believe is right, and they do what needs to be done. And that's what he did. He simply just acted.
Being courageous means, kind of stepping up to the plate and doing what needs to be done, whether it's something small or something big.
Our next hero reminds us that courage isn't always found in a single moment. It's often built over time.
And because of her leadership, more than 500 young people are now on a path toward careers in medicine, strengthening their communities. Meet Dr. Lamenta Conway, our education hero.
Dr. Conway is a little girl that was born and raised on the south side of Chicago that dreamed of becoming a physician, working as the founder and board president of I Am Able Foundation. We are helping kids to live the same types of dreams that I had as a young person. We started with a group of about 27 young people. It has now exploded to hundreds of kids. We have become able to help more kids get into medical school through our MCAT programs, our STEM programs. All of those things work together to see this dream come to pass. I actually started I Am Able Foundation after a tragedy that occurred in my family. One of my 15-year-old cousins was a victim of gun violence, and 6 months later, my favorite cousin, who was 14 years old, was actually paralyzed by gun violence also. I realized that these young people didn't have mentors, one, and secondly, they didn't understand their responsibility back to the community and to the world. These mentors are given from the depths of their heart, and they're sharing all of their talents and their gifts and their stories. When the young people can see themselves in their white coat, it is a crybaby moment for them, their family, and for me. On this past year, we celebrated 13 students that got accepted to medical school. And I pray and believe confidently that the message that we are drilling into the heads of the kids of I Am Able Foundation, serve, give back, leave a wedge in the door, create a difference, make a difference, be the difference. That's what I Am Able Foundation is doing. For those who don't believe that they belong in medicine, I could introduce you to me.
Our next hero turned a moment of deep loss into a mission to help others.
She set out to create something that could change and save lives. This is Lene Williams, our community impact hero.
I'm the executive director of Love and Protect Wisdom. It's a nonprofit supporting survivors and victims' families of domestic violence. Love and Protect Wisdom was established in honor of my mother. She was killed in 2023 from domestic violence. She was a giver. I think that's why I give so much of myself. I'm also a survivor of domestic violence, and until my mom was killed, I didn't realize that this is really a crisis. After I found out I said, I have to do something. Turning my pain into purpose was important to me because I'm not the type to just kind of sit back. Some of the services we provide are youth workshops, emergency self-care kits, therapy for survivors and their families, Ring cameras, we distribute those, and then we also connect with other organizations. If we teach people the signs, it'll help them notice them early where they can remove themselves from situations and know, no, this is not a healthy relationship. It's really, really important to love yourself, because if you love yourself, then you know what loves look like and you won't accept anything less. I'm boots on the ground. I went to some victims' families' homes to just give out my information and let them know that you have support here in the community.
My daughter was murdered, and Lanae happened to say it, and she tried to get in contact with me, and the first thing that she was concerned about was, what can she do for me? And it was during the holidays. She helped us out very much during the Christmas holiday, and still want to do more. So to have someone by your side is a great feeling.
If a survivor is watching this, they don't have to be afraid. They don't have to be alone. Being courageous means going even when you don't think you can. You have to have courage to even come forward and say, hey, I need help. I'm just a survivor who just want to make a difference.
This next hero made the bold decision to step away from her corporate life.
What followed was a life-changing choice that would take her into the heart of the conflict in Ukraine. Meet Rima Ziraidis, our global citizenship hero.
Rima Ziraidis, a 36-year-old American of Lithuanian descent, is teaching basic first aid at the United Help Ukraine International Center for Tactical Medicine in Kyiv.
I'm a combat medic in the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and I didn't start out that way. I'm also a political scientist by education, so I was an activist before I got here. My work started first in humanitarian aid, but it slowly evolved into wanting to do more, and so I became a certified medic. As a very proud American, it's about fighting for freedom and democracy. That's one of the things that inspires me the most. The second thing that makes it more personal is that my family is from Lithuania, and they are war refugees from the World War II. My great-grandparents died never seeing their land free again. And so for me, I don't think I could bear the idea of sitting on the sidelines, not doing my part to ensure that another generation would never have to go through the same thing. I went in September of 2022 for the first time to Ukraine. Spent 4 insanely crazy days close to the front lines in eastern Ukraine to really see it for myself. It kind of gave me the jumping off point to realize that about 6 months later that I wanted to stay in Ukraine long term. And with how many soldiers were constantly getting injured, in addition to the fact that we don't have enough medics anyway, because I now had 2 skills. I could do medicine, and I could also teach medicine. That's not just me fixing something that's, like an injury. It's also teaching other people how to survive. When they tell me that they got to go home and they remembered their training and they're alive because of what they learned from my class, I know from those messages and the messages I get from my patients that tell me, you assisted on my amputation, I'm walking now. Thanks to you, I'm able to do this and I'm alive. It's overwhelming happiness, but also just like a sense of peace. I never question where I'm supposed to be. I know this is where I'm supposed to be. If people could take away anything from why I do this, it's to do the right thing. Standing up for the rights of other people is never wrong. It's never too late, really, to change your life.
Blood donation can be one of the greatest gifts we can give another person.
Our blood services hero, Suzanne Hammer, has a passion for helping others and reminds us all that every unit of donated blood can improve a life.
I'm a person that always has liked to help other people. I like to work with people. I have to have a job that's with people. I volunteer with people. I just like to learn from them, and I like to help them. I am the person that coordinates the blood drives at Good Sam Hospital. I have to reserve the rooms. I have to put posters up. I have to recruit.
From the very first time that I met her, I sat down in a cafeteria with her, and within 30 seconds, she knew every single employee's name. They knew her. She even knew just random guests in there. She just walks the halls of the hospital, getting to know people, that she builds such an intimate connection with each person that when she kind of does do her recruiting for her blood drives, Suzanne just puts her whole heart into it.
Blood is needed every day. Every 2 seconds, someone needs blood. My dad, he had leukemia, and those platelets kept him with a good quality of life. It's more than just a needle stick, I donated blood. We want them to have a comfortable experience while they're in the bed. We want to have a comfortable experience even when they're checking in with the wonderful Red Cross volunteers.
There's so many people out there that they are terrified of needles. Her being there, smiling, saying it's gonna be okay, even offering them a cookie on the spot, it just puts them right at ease.
I really don't feel like I'm courageous until people start telling me, you give blood. Other people don't do that. I have a lot of courage to ask people. You don't have to run into the burning building to be a hero. You're helping save a life of maybe somebody that came from that burning building. And so anytime you're helping another person, you are a hero. I wouldn't want to call myself that, but I am a helper. And helpers are heroes.
Our next hero reminds us that courage requires action.
Kedsley Angel is our life-saving rescue hero because in a matter of seconds, her courage and quick thinking saved a life.
I am Kedsley Angel. I am 22 years old and a mom of 2. Here at Loyola, I work in the cafeteria. I am a cashier. Becoming a mom, having to watch over them all the time, I learned a lot. I'm alert at all times. I'm always aware of my surroundings 24/7. That day was a regular evening until we had a situation where one of our customers, she was in line and she had taken a bite out of her chicken sandwich and took a sip out of her water. But then she looked up and she also had like a fear in her face and she was trying to like do the Heimlich on herself. So that's when I recognized that she was choking. We had a couple people in line and we also had people just roaming around the cafeteria. Everybody just froze, like nobody knew what was actually going on. So since she was facing me, that's when I decided to take action and help her. What drove me to act that day was just seeing the fear in her face, seeing that nobody else was doing anything. I didn't let my mind think, I just took action.
I'm just so grateful that you were there and that you just had the awareness and the knowledge and the courage to act.
When she comes up to me and she brings up the situation every time, she tells me, yeah, I'm so grateful for that day that you really saved me. She's like, nobody helped me but you, and I'm so grateful for it. I'm grateful I was able to help her so she could be with her family.
People who recognize there's an emergency and are willing to help that individually, just at that point, I think they're heroes. You can make the difference. You're the first responder. Seconds really do matter.
Don't let fear take over your mind and just take action.
Our next heroes are raising awareness for underrepresented missing women and girls across Chicagoland.
They are shining a light on stories that might otherwise be forgotten. Our social justice impact heroes are Damon Lamar Reed and Nicole Reed.
Damon Lamar Reed has spent the past year creating vibrant murals of Black women and girls who've been missing from the Chicago area, some for decades. Let's hope these families get some answers someday. Thanks, Sharday.
The Still Searching Project uses art to raise awareness about missing women and children.
To actually think that so many women are missing and no one cares, and it's an epidemic happening around us.
I knew it was really important to me to create something, a work of art, something beautiful, something colorful, something that makes somebody say, oh, what's that? Or let me find out more about that portrait right there.
One of the things I love about what Damon does is that he takes something ugly and he made it beautiful in the sense of bringing awareness and highlighting the community.
The area where the mural is a place of comfort. Some people even just went there and talked it kind of out with themselves and just let their frustration go.
It was like, what other things are needs for the community? What other needs do the families have? That's one of the great things about the murals that we have too, is the fact that the information is put on the mural, so then you get the anonymous tips. We have mental health panels with the police detectives and with the families because there were a lot of tension because everyone thought that no one was doing their job. But for us, we're like the mediators saying that, hey, we have one focus and we have one goal and everybody's working together. And if we have hatred and anger toward each other, we're not going to get anywhere. So for us, it was almost like being a mediator for all sides.
Find out your purpose. There's a certain heartfelt joy you get when you can do something to impact somebody else's life.
Whatever your gift, whatever your talent, you can use that. Use whatever platform you have to do something.
As an Army veteran and founder of Vet Mentors, our next hero has advocated for veterans experiencing homelessness.
Having faced homelessness herself, she turned her experience into purpose. Meet Yvette Jones Swanson, our military hero.
This journey began in 1987, just trying to find safety. And I was an Army veteran. The disconnect is the resources aren't going after the veterans who need it, and the veterans don't know where to go. I got myself out of homelessness and finding resources for myself as a veteran, finding resources for seniors. I met this veterans community, and they needed the resources that I had been able to navigate and learn. And then after I became a realtor, I became the person in the community with the answers to helping veterans get housed. I have housed over 5,000 homeless veterans. The inspiration was to start educating the community. I was renting and selling to homeless veterans. And education, Vet Mentors, was going into the VA, the vet centers, Chicago City colleges, the penal systems, to teach and to educate the community on veterans housing and resources.
I was interested in how could I become a homeowner? How could I use my benefits? I didn't even know the true extent. I'm now a homeowner. I feel that I've accomplished something worthwhile, a legacy for my children and grandchildren. It just feels so wonderful to feel that I'm a part of society that everyone tries to achieve, the great American dream, to be a homeowner.
Being courageous is being bold, and it's speaking out, especially for those who don't feel they have a voice. And for my own journey, is using my voice to speak out for others. I didn't have that, but now I do. And I get to give it away to thousands of people.
2 police officers in Glendale Heights will forever remember a call they got on a cold December day.
They put their lives on the line to save 3 others. Meet Marco Lomibao and Dennis Stachura, our law enforcement heroes.
We got a call about a car in a pond with people possibly drowning. Myself and Marco arrived on scene. And as we approached the scene, we couldn't see them initially because it was rather dark. But there was, in fact, 3 people bobbing their heads in the water. And we knew that we needed to do something because if we didn't, those people were not going to survive.
2 people actually right in front of them, and they were just holding on to 2 large pieces of ice. About 7 to 10 feet away from them was the 3rd individual. But when we got there, all we saw was hands coming out the water, and his head was completely submerged. I think that was the first cold night of the year. It was 1 degree out.
Marco immediately, without hesitation, jumped into the water to save the gentleman that was further out from us. He then started pulling Marco underneath the water. And I see this in the background while holding on to the other 2 individuals that were also drowning. So we're just looking around for anything we can. There was a broomstick that existed that I just immediately grabbed, knowing I needed something to pull Marco and the subject in.
At that point, I believe the cold hit me. You naturally start, breathing heavily, and your body starts to go in this fight or flight state. But at that point, I felt myself starting my legs started to give. My goal was to try to, pull myself out. My duty belt kept getting cut on the ice. I was not able to, and I held onto his leg until our partner came over and was able to retrieve us.
Can you reach up? Can you reach up? No. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
I remember at one point, I believe I just hugged Marco, and I was just so excited that we were able to accomplish the task in saving all those 3 subjects, and we both made it out alive. Although we are police officers, we're humans, right? So no one wants to see others suffer. We were just like everyone else. We want to be able to help, not just because that's our job, it's because we're all humans and we want the best for everyone. The 3 individuals we saved, I'm just very happy and thankful that, they get to go back to their families, that they get to continue to live their life.
It truly was life or death, and every single time we're gonna choose life, whatever we can do to help. And I don't think we have it in us to just sit there and to just watch or to not do anything.
True leadership is rooted in service and partnership.
Our next hero has been guiding humanitarian efforts for years, touching countless lives across Illinois and beyond. Meet Chong Se, our disaster relief hero.
I really admire our founder, in which she always teaches us to do 3 things: do good deeds, speak good words, and act selflessly.
Tzu Chi Foundation, I have been volunteer for 30 years. We help over 139 countries. In this Midwest region office, we cover 13 states. The first thing that we want to do is just basically provide the necessity, what they lost, and give it to them in time to keep their life going. It's really very distressful in their life. They need love and caring. Make sure we provide the love and caring to all these people.
When a debit card is handed to a family who really needs it, especially after disaster relief, be it tornado or flooding event, a lot of time they lost everything. They can use that debit card to get things that they need immediately. It could be medicine, it could be clothing, it could be food.
We are family. That's what we are here to help. We feel your suffering, we feel your pain. And we bring our love, we bring our caring. All volunteers basically very committed to all these actions.
We always say we do everything without asking for anything in return. I think receiving an award like that, a recognition like that, truly will inspire not only Tzu Chi volunteers to continue what they do, but also to inspire other organizations, other people to also do something good together.
You don't need to be rich in order to help people. All you need is a good heart.
So many incredible people and everyday heroes in our community, and we are fortunate to be able to share each one of their stories with you.
If you'd like to nominate a hero in your life, you can do so right now at redcross.org/hero. I'm Joe Donlin.
And I'm Erica Sargent. Thanks for joining us.